The seals of the following 30 heads of the zone girdling the earth which belong to the zodiacal sign of Gemini must all be drawn in brown. Figure 85, Proxones, 1 degree Gemini. The magician will be given exact information by this head on all questions dealing with the electric fluid and its relation to the mental, astral and physical planes. Proxones is regarded master of the electric fluid and therefore also master of electricity. At the same time he is the special guardian of inventions, and, as far as these are concerned with the basics of electricity, he keeps them in the right equilibrium. All people dealing with inventions in the field of electricity are accordingly inspired by Proxones. He will tell the discreet magician of inventions which will be made after many years, or even after many centuries. Of course, the magician is not allowed to publish these inventions, but he will hear from Proxones what periods of time it will take technicians to make progress in the field of electricity and can accumulate great knowledge in this respect. With Proxones' permission the magician may make use of some secrets, but only for himself, for this must in no case result in a chaos of the orderliness of the worlds. Figure 86, Pucker, 2 degrees Gemini, is, like the foregoing head, also in charge of the custody of technical inventions. Pucker, too, can tell the magician under the seal of secrecy what progress the world will have made in 50, in 100 or in even more years than that as far as technical inventions are concerned. Should the magician be working on some invention himself, he has with Pucker the best inspirer for providing him, by intuition, with good ideas. Figure 87, Abedama, 3 degrees Gemini. This intelligence informs the magician about all branches of chemistry, biology, etc. in their relation to metaphysics and metapsychology. Thus, for instance, the magician may get from Abedama recipes for the treatment of various diseases which are due to analogous chemical and biochemical connections, which have quite a different range of diagnoses and effectivity than the chemical qualities of any separate substance have. This head can also give the magician excellent information on homeopathy from the metaphysical point of view. By the help of Abedama the magician also becomes acquainted with the application of chemical rays in respect of the various analogous laws of nature and of man in the microcosm as well as the macrocosm. Figure 88, Paidadi, 4 degrees Gemini, is the inspirer of the painters of our physical world. If the magician deals with painting, this head is able to let the magician know compositions, by the way of intuition and inspiration, of which the magician himself has no idea at all. Paidadi teaches the magician, depending on his degree of maturity, to express genuine beauty. To project beauty which corresponds to the analogous laws of the microcosm and the macrocosm outside of oneself, is a great art which can only be brought to perfection in the case of inborn originality. However, if the magician is in contact with Paidadi, this rare art will be embodied into him by this intelligence, which, apart from this, can reveal to the magician many secrets concerning the composition of colors. Figure 89, Paralit, 5 degrees Gemini. This head is a great master in the knowledge of life and death. From him the magician may learn at what time a child should be procreated on this earth to become endowed with certain faculties. Paralit teaches the magician how to generate a baby consciously in the magic manner and gives him special instructions for the education of the baby before its actual birth, which enables the magician to supply the child, before it is born, with certain qualities, faculties and talents. The magician is also informed by Paralit which spirit of the zone girdling the earth is going to be born with the baby generated by him, and what fate and karma it will have. At the same time this intelligence informs the magician how he can help his child during lifetime, what role he is to take, not only as father, but, if necessary, also as teacher, and the like. Since Paralit is an excellent initiator into the mysteries of sex, he can easily explain these to the magician. Figure 90, Anarchy, 6 degrees Gemini, informs the magician of methods and instructions by which he can comprehend the mental and the astral sphere of each animal, no matter whether it lives on the earth, in the water or in the air, and which help him to understand their worlds. By this head he acquires the faculty or placing himself, with his full consciousness, into the mental and astral sphere of any animal, and by doing this he learns to understand any animal from these two states of consciousness and to influence it, if necessary, according to his own will. This helps him also to acquire the faculty of knowing the fate of each animal. Assisted by Inerki, the magician can place himself into the relevant sphere of the group of animals in which each animal comes after its death in this physical world, and there he can take up certain connections if he likes. Magicians who at the same time are great lovers of animals may learn much from Inerki in this respect. Figure 91, Morillon, 7 degrees Gemini. This head is a marvelous initiator and master of symbolism. By pointing out various methods to the magician, he teaches him how to gain the faculty of expressing every outside form, in this physical world, by symbols in its mental and astral equivalencies analogous to the laws of the microcosm and macrocosm. At the same time he learns from Morillon the faculty of how to express any law, any quality, regardless from whatever sphere, by an exterior shape. In possession of this faculty, the magician can become an interpreter of dreams, for he is then able to explain any dream. By being able to learn about the symbols of the analogies, the magician also learns to understand completely any being appearing to him in any sphere whatsoever. A magician endowed with these faculties will never be deceived by any being, for it will always have to take on the shape of its true qualities. Figure 92, Gulma, 8 degrees Gemini, may be called an excellent philosopher of occultism, for not only does this head know all the laws of our world and of the zone girdling the earth, but he is also able, should the magician get into contact with him, to teach the faculty of expressing the most difficult problems in our physical language, that is in the language of the intellect. How difficult it sometimes is to express in words occult and philosophical themes so that they become comprehensible also for the non-initiate, is only realized by magicians who are writers on occultism or teachers and advisors in this field. With Gulma the magician has the best inspirer he can find, who, by way of intuition and inspiration, will help him to express any problem in such a way that any misunderstanding will be impossible. The magician with a bad memory or bad faculty or perception can, by Gulma's methods or direct assistance, acquire the contrary, i.e., a very good memory and an excellent faculty or perception. Figure 93, Timiron, 9 degrees Gemini. This head is an excellent expert in the laws of harmony, not only in respect of the zone girdling the earth, but also in respect of the whole microcosm and macrocosm. He can make the magician understand the harmony in our physical world and in the zone girdling the earth from the hermetic point of view. Timiron explains to the magician the true meaning of introspection and the way in which the magical equilibrium is applied. If the magical secrets of introspection are quite clear to the magician, he can achieve, due to his acquired knowledge and faculties, a complete harmony not only in himself, but also in other people, and he can create, at any time, harmony and equilibrium in all cases in which he wants to do so, and in which the influences of chaos or disharmony are obvious. Only few magicians are in possession of these faculties, and this head, Timiron, can help the magician a great deal in this respect. Figure 94, Galamai, 10 degrees Gemini. This head, similar to the foregoing, is also an excellent expert in all laws of analogy, i.e., not only in respect of this physical world and the zone girdling the earth, but also in respect of all other spheres. Benefited with Galamai's inspiration and intuitional assistance, the magician learns how to evaluate correctly the beings of any sphere and plane. He learns to recognize the range of effectiveness of each being which has been attributed to it by divine providence, so that in the presence of the magician no being is able to maintain to know anything that in fact is not so. Furthermore, the magician is taught by Galamai to classify and identify any being from its outside appearance such as color, tone, shape, etc. Figure 95, Darachin, 11 degrees Gemini. The magician is taught by this head how to penetrate and influence the brains and the intellect of a man in a most subtle manner. If the magician wants it, Darachin will give him appropriate instructions and show him methods which will enable him to embody himself in the intellectual faculties of any person and to be active in somebody else's state of consciousness. This faculty makes the magician master over the brains and intellect of any human being. He can, should he want it and regard it as necessary, improve or diminish the intellectual faculties of a person. Thus he can, for instance, either awaken pictures of the past in a certain person or he can influence them in a manner that they completely disappear from the memory of that person. However, Darachin will only reveal such specific methods and instructions to magicians with a genuinely high degree of ethics. To be in possession of the above-mentioned faculties means being able to know, at any time, everything that any other person knows. Figure 96, Bugaloni, 120 Gemini, has a special predilection for telepathy, for thought transference, and is an excellent master in this respect. He gives the magician appropriate instructions and the methods which help the latter acquire these faculties. The magician following the special instructions of this head is able to transfer any picture to some other person, either by vision, acoustics or through the person's consciousness. At the same time he acquires the faculty of arousing, in the astral body of any other human being, not acquainted with magic, special qualities of character. Figure 97, Pashki, 13 degrees Gemini. This head can assist the magician in being a successful diplomat. He can reveal to the magician who is a diplomat the way to fortune in his diplomatic career by, for instance, unveiling to him certain top secrets which are only known to a few diplomats. In difficult diplomatic matters the magician, being in connection with Pashki, may be inspired by this head, so that eventually he has full success. This intelligence may justly be called the head of the diplomats. Figure 98, Amami, 14 degrees Gemini, helps the magician with philosophical literature, or he helps him to get hold of the right books or other literature. In general, the magician need not bother about books, for anything that interests him or that he must know about in the field of philosophy, or any other field of the arts, he can get directly from the beings or by their communication. However, it sometimes happens that a magician is a great lover of books and that for him the collection of books is more a matter of personal affection than a matter of learning. If the magician is fond of books, there is no reason why he should not ask Amami to assist him in this respect. This head will in no way disappoint the magician. Figure 99, Pijos, 15 degrees Gemini. If the magician is a writer, he will find a true friend and advisor with this head, who will assist him at any time by force of inspiration. He especially likes to help poets by inspiration and to assist them in choosing the right words and expressions. Pijos is justly regarded as the head of all poets and writers. Figure 100, Sapacha, 16 degrees Gemini, has a special affection for beauty, harmony and external splendor. If requested by the magician, this head is always prepared to initiate him into the various mysteries of beauty care, and he will tell him ways and means by which he can make his body look good-looking and attractive. Magicians with a sense for beauty with special emphasis on their external appearance will find an excellent inspirer in this head. Figure 101, Urjava, 17 degrees Gemini, assists the magician, theoretically and practically, in gaining the favor of very important persons. He also instructs the magician how to become liked by women or men, whichever seems necessary for him. If the magician follows precisely these instructions without doing things according to his individual views, he will always have full success in this respect. Figure 102, Amajstol, 18 degrees Gemini, initiates the magician into the secrets of love, into its legality, its causes and effects, no matter whether lowest animal love or highest cosmic love is in question. Amajstol is the guardian genius of all beings who love each other on earth. Figure 103, Dabam, 19 degrees Gemini, is a master of magic, especially in the field of gesticulation and individual ritualistics. Should the magician be in need of any ritual for individual purposes, this head will give him the best advice. From Dabam the magician learns how to make full use of any power of any sphere by help of the appropriate gesticulation, and, above that, How to put into action certain powers of all three planes by appropriate gesticulations. Figure 104, Kolani, 20 degrees Gemini, is the initiator in respect to occult dancing, especially in respect to dances with the purpose of putting into action certain powers, or of getting into contact with them. This head can reveal to the magician, by intuition, dances which rouse in man certain extraordinary faculties. If the magician wants to place himself into mental ecstasy by occult dances, Kolani will give him the necessary advice. Figure 105, Mimisa, 21 degrees Gemini. All people dealing with law are under the care and supervision of this head of the zone girdling the earth. If this head is called for in any legal matter with an unjust sentence or settlement, either Mimisa himself or someone of his subordinates will render the magician help. Therefore it is only right to regard this head as the guardian of all human rights. All judges, lawyers, etc. who have to do with legal affairs, can, should they be magicians, refer to this intelligence at any time. Figure 106, Eneki, 22 degrees Gemini. This head can, in the most diverse ways, initiate the magician into the art of prophecy and prediction. Eneki provides the magician in this respect with sagacity and high intuition. If a magician gets into contact with this intelligence, he will be taught to control all kinds of foretelling, chiromancy, graphology, etc. Figure 107, Krillin, 23 degrees Gemini. This head is the guardian and assistant of all artists working for the public, no matter whether singers, stage actors, circus artists, virtuosos, etc. If this head is evoked, he will assist everybody by inspiration, in the above quoted direction, to display his art or work to everybody's complete satisfaction. Krillin makes professional artists very much loved by the audience and also secures their financial success. In case the magician is a stage artist himself, or in case he wants to assist somebody else theoretically and practically, then he should refer confidently to this head, who will fulfill his wish at any time. Figure 108, Gurumi, 24 degrees Gemini, has been commissioned to explain to the magician all causes in the mental, astral or physical plane registered in the Akasha principle. Therefore, if the magician has good connections with this head, he will be taught by him how causes which have been conjured up by thoughts, feelings, qualities of character, physical actions, etc. are to be differed from each other in the Akasha principle. Furthermore, how, from these causes in the Akasha principle, fate in the mental, astral and physical plane can be reliably predicted. If the magician learns to make these differences, he will be able to predict hindrances which later will occur in the mental, astral and physical world. This head, Gurumi, will show the magician means and ways of diminishing such hindrances, sometimes even how to eliminate them completely. Figure 109 Gemini, 25 degrees Gemini. This head may be regarded, by the magician, as an expert in the history of religions, for he can inform him thoroughly on all religions which exist in our world or which have already ceased to exist. He can do this from the esoteric as well as from the exoteric point of view. This intelligence also initiates the magician into the esoteric knowledge of the oldest religious sects. Figure 110, Bilifo, 26 degrees Gemini. This head is in charge of the custody of all magic and mystical circles, associations and sects, so that one may call him their legal guardian. He decides on the creation, maintenance and decay of such associations. A discreet magician may get detailed information on magic and mystic lodges and all secrets by this head without being himself a member of such or similar associations, brotherhoods, etc. He will, of course, keep the information and knowledge gained to himself for his own personal use. Figure 111, Mafalash, 27 degrees Gemini, helps the magician to solve any difficult problem by supplying him, either by himself or by any of his subordinates, with suitable books, manuscripts, and the like. If, for instance, the magician is completely self-dependent and if he is operating quite alone, i.e., without the help of a teacher or initiator, this head may also assist him by introducing him, sooner or later, to a human being who will become the magician's true master. The quality of the teacher depends, in each case, on the quality and maturity of the seeking person. Figure 112, Kafulzai, 28 degrees Gemini. Being an excellent initiator, this head will initiate the magician into the secret analogies, i.e., into the laws of analogies of the microcosm and macrocosm. Thus the magician will learn from this head all laws of analogy in respect to the body, soul and spirit and their relation to the universe, and how to make practical use of this knowledge. Figure 113, Sabulas, 29 degrees Gemini, again informs the magician contrarily by explaining to him thoroughly the true connection of all exoteric, i.e., worldly matters, with the genuine laws of analogy, and by teaching him how to draw the attention of the higher powers on him by external matters and events, sometimes even how to put them into action. The magician may learn much from this head, especially in respect of the magic of nature. Figure 114, Seniol, 30 degrees Gemini, the last head under this sign of the zodiac, is the protector of all human beings who do water sports. He may help the magician by making him acquire, by appropriate methods and instructions, extraordinary faculties in sports, for instance, records in speed and distance swimming, in swimming underwater, etc. He can also help the magician with the rescue of people who are in danger of drowning. If somebody is missing, i.e., if people assume he or she has been drowned, Seniol or his subordinates will show the magician the place where the body can be found. If the magician has a good connection with this head, he will never in his life be in danger of drowning, for Seniol sees to it that the magician is rescued in every case.